Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Deja Vu, and I'm going to be bringing you set 3 now from the match between Air Force Ace and Samsung Con. This is the Shenanbank Pro League 0809, round 4, week 5. So yeah, just a quick recap. In the first game we had Stork taking down Yellow on Outsider. In game 2 we had Oversky taking down Odin on Battle Royale. And now we're on to set 3. It's going to be Anytime and Great. This should be a really good match actually, because Anytime's been playing pretty well for Ace over the last round or so. He's been one of their few players that actually has like a decent record and has actually been performing for them. Especially he's been their ace in a lot of matches whenever they get there, things like that over the last round or so. And Hades or Great, whichever one you want to know him, he does really well this season. It's actually kind of surprising how well he's been playing. He's about 54% overall, but in this league season so far, he won his first like 6 games or something. He's lost a couple recently, but like he's won his like first 6, which is pretty ridiculous. And this map is going to be Destination. We're gonna have Great at the 12 o'clock and Anytime at the 6 o'clock. And yeah, I'm expecting some good things from this map. Great's been pretty creative recently with his, especially on Neo Medusa, he's been going for proxy hatcheries and offensive hatcheries against Protoss players. We'll see if he has any crazy strategies set up for Destination, possibly maybe even that using the Zergling burrow there at the minerals next to on the second ramp there. That'd be pretty sweet to see that again. I think I've seen it twice so far, and it's worked pretty well both times that I've seen. Either it did a lot of damage. I forget the 2 games I saw. One of them it did a lot of damage and actually ended up pretty much taking the game down, and then the other one did a little bit of damage, but it gets a lot of great scouting because you've already got that burrow, so you just burrow the Zerglings around the base and just pop them up and down, just pretty much being a nuisance as much as possible. Looks like Anytime's going to be setting up for a Forge Fast expand. Yeah, there goes the pylon there at the natural expansion, so then he'll get the scout in to watch for any sort of 12 hatch or anything, and make a decision from there on how many cannons to throw down and everything. And yeah, we'll see what happens here, whether what kind of build Great goes for here. And he is moving out a drone early here, so I'm expecting this to be a 12 hatch, I assume. I don't think that would be a scouting drone. That would be really odd for him to put a scouting drone. Actually, that drone is going to be blocking the ramp for the against the probe, so he might be trying something tricky, or maybe this is just to throw Anytime off. He's trying to stop Anytime from getting scout. It's not going to matter. Anytime was able to trick his probe right by the drone and get a scout up anyways. But it wasn't a second Overlord was producer, so this will be a 12 hatch by Great, unless, what is he doing? Maybe this isn't a 12 hatch. He is not planting. Okay, Anytime is there watching for the 12 hatch. He is ready to stop it from going up. And now he moves away, and maybe Great will get a and nope, Great is not able to get it down. Anytime has his probe, but he's able to do some harass, and this drone's going to try and do as much damage as it can, but I don't know if this is going to be able to put down a hatchery. Oh, it is. It definitely is doing a lot more damage to Anytime's probe than the probe was doing to the drone, so he'll be okay there. He's throwing down the spawning pool now, and he probably just did that. It's because he wasn't sure whether or not he'd be able to get the harass down. So his 12 hatch will be slightly delayed, but I think he'll be okay. And now we're seeing the Nexus go down for Anytime before any cannons, because he saw that the build was going to be a 12 hatch, and now he's throwing down a cannon. I assume that is right on the ramp there. I didn't actually click on it yet, but it's probably a cannon. And he's just going to use that probe to try and block any Zerglings that come. I assume he saw that spawning pool that went down kind of early. And that's actually a Forge and a Gateway there. Oh wow, he threw down the Nexus before even throwing out a Forge. Wow, I didn't see that. He was being really audacious there. And the Forge is down and the Gateway is coming up now, so he's got a little bit of a block there. The Zerglings aren't coming down quite yet, so he should be okay. He should have enough time to get 2 cannons down. And that was good by Anytime. Good timing there, definitely. Getting that Gateway even down before any cannons, and should be pretty good for him. Although one thing to note is that because of the way he's built his wall, he actually will not be able to move Dragoons through very efficiently. They'll have to go through the natural mineral line, which is never fun, and it just always ends up screwing everything up. Unless that gap there... No, actually, never mind. I take that back. That gap between the Gateway and the pylon, I think, is wide enough that Dragoons can get through, so he should be okay. But I have seen that a couple times in different games where the Dragoons have gotten caught in the mineral lines and just completely messes up your reinforcement routes and everything. Especially when you're trying to deal with lurkers and things, you really need your ranged Dragoons out there to try and take those down, so that way you're not always dependent upon storms and such. Still only 1 cannon though, and it looks like Great went for a 3 hatch build, throwing down that hatchery on the right side of the map. It's like the 2 o'clock, 2:30 position or so. So he's gonna go for a 3 hatch layer, and this was probably gonna be 3 hatch muta. That would be the most common build here out of a 3-hatch start, and of course he could also go for just go for some Scourge early on and then go for a 5-hatch Hydra. That also is another very popular build. Those are probably the two most likely builds. We'll see which one he decides to do here. And it does look like Anytime was able to scout out that right side base, so he knows this is going to be a 3-hatch build, not a 2-hatch build, and he should be able to get ready for the timing and such for that. And he's going to be able to stop this probe from getting another scout in. I think so far he's doing a really good job, but no, Anytime able to slip it through, so he's going to get somewhat of a scout. We'll see how far he gets in, but yeah, the lair is still not completed, so he might actually be able to delay the tech just by being around. Great will not be able to, or at least shouldn't, if he can help it, put down any tech buildings and show his hand yet. But the probe does go down now, so he should be okay. He'll throw down whatever tech he wants wherever he wants. No more threat. Cybernetics Core already went down for Anytime, and now he's starting his Stargate, and second gas also going up for Anytime, along with the second gateway. He's got some Zealots already at the front there, so even if Zerglings came in now, there won't be any run by there. That's way too tight a choke for any sort of a run by, and he should be just fine. Does look like Great is coming down the middle of the map though, just to scout out and see what Anytime is doing. So this is going to be early Corsairs here, of course, which has become the norm, the just completely expected build in PvZ, pretty much 100% of the time. And little battle going down at the bridges there. I don't know if anything's going on. Citadel of Adun also going up for Anytime, and it looks like the Zerglings are just being chased away by the Zealots. Just trying to watch the mini-map there. Spire going up as well for Great. And actually, it's 4 Zealots and a Dragoon that wandered out, and these Zerglings are trying to just be an annoyance, maybe pass by them or something, but they're not going to be able to get a run by or anything. And a creep colony going down at that third base there, just in case these Zealots and Dragoons do try to move in. It is definitely wise for him to have a creep colony there, or 2, just in case. And Templar Arcaves are also going down, and a cannon in the main, so this is going to be a Bisu build. This is going to be, looks like it will be the Bisu build anyways. Corsair and DTs. We'll see how effective this is. It depends on what Great decides to do, whether this is going to be more of a Hydra build or if this is going to be more of a Mutalisk build. And we'll see what he decides to do. He's throwing up a 4th hatchery, so this does look like it's going to end up being a 5-hatch Hydra build. And Anytime sees this, so he's got to be expecting 5-hatch Hydra at this point. But we will see. And it just looks like some more scuffles going on. The Protoss army is out in the middle of the field, pushing back the Zerglings and everything. And they're not going to be able to stop that pseudo Protoss ball yet. And yeah, there's the Hydralisk down, another hatchery coming up. And he's just going to try and delay right now. Great just needs to hold off Anytime from doing any serious damage until he can get a ton of Hydralisks up. And then once the Hydralisks get up and they're upgraded and everything, they have the range and the speed, they'll be able to take down any non-High Templar armies of Anytimes without too much of a problem, really. And it looks like Anytime might be trying to cross the bridges here. I hope he doesn't. That could be really dangerous for him. Yeah, he decides to back off. I'm glad he did. And yeah, he's just building more cannons and still macroing up, still producing Corsairs there. And I wonder if that's a second Stargate or something. That could be pretty sweet if we see a dedicated Corsair build. And now he's going to move up. Anytime was moving into the third base, but he saw the 3 sunken colonies and was like, okay, this is not going to work. Yeah, that just has no chance. But he does still have this force of about 8 Zealots and 1 Dragoon, I think. And more, wow, there's the first DT is out. But the Corsairs really haven't gotten out and done any damage really to the Overlords yet. I'm not really sure if this is going to be all that effective. But the DT is there, and it's going to sit here and try and block and kill some Zergling things. I don't know if this attack is really a good idea. The drones are off the line and blocking the Zealots from getting into the sunken colonies. One sunken colony does go down. It looks like a second one might go down. But I think this entire force for Anytime is going to go down. I think the entire thing is going to be utterly destroyed. Yeah, it all goes down. The DTs aren't doing anything because the Overlords are around and the Corsairs never